All right, thank you. What a revelation. Master, thank you so much for the good work that you're doing. I'm telling you, the masses does not understand what's going on. Everybody is busy trying to survive. And this video, you broke down what is going on, the nitty gritty of what's causing our distress. So, listening to many issues raised in this video clip, including how the 1999 Constitution came, how is it directly responsible for the various catastrophes that we see in Nigeria, as well as the current push to deliver the trap constitution component from what now manifests as the ethnic cleansing by the Fulani? Can you please explain to our viewers on the remediation design of LNC and MNN alliance partners?
Yeah, thank you. Like I've been said in the video that became audio, we have what the people on the streets, what the people in our communities see is the end product from a certain process, which has been framed into the document we call the Constitution. Is like the tap from which everything flows, good and bad. So, our people in the middle belt areas, their communities and people come upon them, killing them, taking their lands, and they're not to be found with any gun. If they are found with guns, they can be killed. If they are found organizing to push back those who have come upon them, they will be criminalized, like the governor there is doing. And so they are at a loss as to why they will be in that situation. By these exposes, by these explanations, we are bringing it home to them that there are people who sat down and wrote a document called the Constitution that removed their right to defend themselves from those people, that criminalized them when they try to defend themselves. For the ones who do not have electricity, they can't imagine why everywhere else there's electricity. Every country they travel to, even our neighbors here in Ghana, have had almost 20 years of uninterrupted electricity. You know, they can't understand why they don't have electricity. Year after year, decade after decade, the government is telling them one story or the other as to how electricity will be brought to them. And we're trying to explain to them that the reason they don't have electricity is that same document called the Constitution has, a part of it that lists all the items that only the federal government can handle. Meanwhile, that was not in a federation. Is not supposed to be so. For our people who live in the U.S., there's never a day California is going to wait for Atlanta or Arizona to come to generate electricity for them. It is California that has to work out how electricity gets to the people of California or their ports. Whatever it is that have to be infrastructure is basically in the hands of the state of California to organize how they build their highways, how they do their railways to connect. But here in our Constitution, that item is on the exclusive list. Only the federal government can generate and transmit electricity, even if you have the capacity to. Like Eastern Nigeria had the Oji River power plant that was running on coal-fired plant. But from the point our constitution was truncated, the original contract was truncated, the original agreement to be a federation was truncated, the Oji River was shut down and about to die, Onitsha began to die, Nnewi began to die. Even before Port Harcourt, the electricity, even before gas came, that became the basis of the plant in Port Harcourt. It was the Oji River power plant that supplied electricity upon which Trans-Amadi industrial layout was based by the Eastern Region government of the time. And so the reason we don't have electricity today is that electricity is on that exclusive list. And there are 68 items like that. Secure arms and ammunition is on that list. And therefore, only the federal government will be in control of all the guns. The governors of your state, for those who are saying, what are our governors doing? Why can't we go for vigilante? They are talking in absolute ignorance. The arms and ammunition are on that exclusive list, No governor can license you for even a pistol, how much more a rifle. If you are found with a pistol under this constitution, if you are found with a rifle under this constitution, it can become reason for shooting you to death instantly, because the constitution that is imposed is, it criminalizes your being in possession of arms. So no matter the number of Fulani people that come to kill your community, no matter the number of bandits that you see, you may even know where they are. Like Southern Kaduna people know where these people are in the forest. If they mobilize to go to try to, engage them, security turns up, that federal government security turns up on them and begin to kill them and begin to arrest them. That's what's been going on. The reason they cannot touch gun is that constitution. So as long as that constitution is in place, the situation can only get worse. As long as that constitution is in place, nobody will get electricity, no matter how much they advertise the effort to make electricity, to bring electricity to you. As long as that constitution is in place, the ports of Lagos will remain the property of Kano people. As long as that constitution is in place, you are not in a position to elect who will govern you, because there's the matter of state and federal elections are also on that exclusive list in that constitution. So that it is in Abuja, the body they call Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. It is that INEC that has the responsibility to process all of who will be your candidates. So you have, look at Eastern Nigeria now. Take away Sam Mbakwe and tell me who amongst all of those who have become governors in that Eastern Nigeria could have been elected by Igbo people to come and govern them. Look at Abia, look at Aba, look at Imo. All of the people who have emerged as governors and senators are people who are processed by our enemies, people who do not want any progress for us. They've taken away electricity. They've taken away the right to elect who will govern us by way of centralizing the matter of elections into state and federal. We're breaking these things down so that those who are saying, okay, let's go and get better people to go and replace those who are not doing well, that constitution is the reason why they are failing. That constitution is the reason why they will continue to fail. Things can only get worse as long as that constitution is in place. If we had the time, I would have gone over the 68 of the items. And it's just like asking somebody to go and fetch water with basket to say that things will get better under that constitution, especially for those who are the receiving end. Because there are people who also have seized other people's assets. The Niger Delta is boiling, all these decades on account of what they call quest for resource control. The oil and gas assets of the Niger Delta is detained from them by virtue of that constitution, because that constitution puts, the oil and gas and all solid minerals under the ownership of the federal government. Whereas in a federation, it belongs to the federating units, the regions of the time. It was from the point in 1967 when those regions were broken down by Yakubu Gowon and his confederates at the Supreme Military Council of the time by decree, that it became progressively the asset of the federal government. The port in Port Harcourt was property of the government of Eastern Region under Emir Barra. But the federal government seized all those things. Everything that was economic asset is now in the hands of the federal government. Even the right to work those assets. For instance, Nigeria is constantly, worrying about how they get petrol. The subject matter of refining is again in the hands of the federal government. So that even if I have the capacity to refine, I cannot buy crude oil and refine by myself in Nigeria. It's only the federal government that can refine, just like only the federal government can generate electricity. What is there of in generating electricity, for goodness sake, that has become nuclear science that we cannot undertake? The federating units cannot undertake. So no matter how anybody is trying to explain it away, it is that constitution that has brought us to where we are. It is that constitution that has consumed the Union of Nigeria, because it's no longer possible to keep it since one side has, in negation of the express provisions in that social contract, introduced Sharia. The map that was supposed to be on display will have shown the 12 states that went out of the secular arrangement we had. I think I have something I can use to improvise. These 12 states up here, they introduced Sharia simultaneously, and so I think this is a clearer one. These 12 states up here introduced Sharia simultaneously in year 2000, and The secular union we're supposed to be building forbids state religion. In section 10, it says, no, there shall be no state religion introduced by either the federal or state government. These 12 states acted simultaneously, and we can see that they are contiguous, they are together. So we interpret what they've done as a departure from the secular union we're building. And the consequence of introducing that Sharia is that people began to be dislodged from those locations.
Yes.
Those who have businesses that could have been done anywhere in the country had to begin to move away from those places where Sharia have been introduced. And where you are forced to move away from their path, they can come to your own path to do just whatever they find to do. And so we cannot pretend we're still in that union with them, since they owe it a duty of faith too to kill the rest of the people they call infidels. So these are fundamental, distortions to the basis of the union, to the basis of being in one union, to the contract that brought us together, the social contract. And the connection is easy to see. The connection between that constitution and the miseries of the people is what I've just been trying to explain now, that it is alleged that we have submitted ourselves into a union that we'll never discuss. And all the things that make us now minorities, the 36 states that have emerged from the 4 regions they met in 1966, have made us a minority in the place of decision-making in Abuja. The people who are clearly more than 60% of the country's population can no longer account for even 5% of decision-making, because there are 3 senators per state. How did one region out of 4, we had the eastern, western, midwestern, and northern region of the time, that one northern region has become 19 states and also has the Federal Capital Territory. Each of them has 3 senators plus the one from the Federal Capital Territory. So the 3 regions and the Federal Capital Territory that was Lagos, all put together, have now been compressed into 17 states, whereas one region has become 19 states.
Wow.
You come to the place of sharing. Those 19 states, what they bring to the table, they take as of right, as of what the Constitution says. It doesn't matter who is president. They take 72% of whatever is on the table to be shared. Because there's also the local government. They created 774 local government areas just by decree. Kano alone has 44 local government areas. Bayelsa, from where the money must come, has only 8 local governments. And so even if there's a president from Bayelsa, like Jonathan was, he must give Kano 44 portions and give Bayelsa only 8 portions. From Kano, Jigawa State was cut out not too long ago. They have, I think, 27 or so local government areas. We put the Kano State of the Kano State of recent time, put it in terms of local government areas. You see 71 local government areas. What are they bringing to that basket from which this sharing has to take place? Not 1%.
Tony,
not 1%.
Tony, hold on. We are having some technical issues. Our screen is frozen. I'm trying to unfreeze it. So give me a moment. Let me.